for Joy Boy in that fifth gear all night. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and the Black Times Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Prodigy, coming to you live and direct from the beach. This one we have found with all the dankest of dank. On my left, oldest ninja in the world, old ninja.
So unusual, so peculiar. With the start of the podcast, y'all don't know we went back in time. We back at you again.
How bizarre.
No way to get that now.
That shit was great. Fine Young Cannibals. Look it up, youngsters.
Yeah.
I'm on my far left. You don't know what to choose. Joking people out on the reason for us Chronos.
One more year closer to dying. Also, I might be stuck in an infinite loop right now. I mean, this could be Groundhog's Day.
Oh,
And hopefully everybody can hear us now.
Hopefully all technical issues are being resolved. Let us know in the chat if you're with us. It's a Wednesday night. You know what it is. Hopefully Blue will join us a little bit later, but we back up in this motherfucker. Kronos, start us off with some statistical analysis again.
Listener of the week for the third fucking time. CL Heron 85. What's going on, fam? And once again, the first in the chat, Papa Bear, also Rescue Residents, letting us know that he watched Barbie. And yes, the audio is good. On Barbie or this show, I don't fucking know. Let's keep it rolling.
Hopefully both. Hopefully both. You don't want to go to a fucking theater and have the audio be all fucked up and shit.
been there, done that.
Yep. Old Ninja, you back up in this motherfucker. I know you had a real hard emotional week. Our heart goes out to you with the loss of your father. I wanted to first of all send our condolences on that, and then secondly, we got some, your normal stuff pouring out frothy, brownish, yellow, urban-y drinks for the
So I don't have access to it right now. So we're gonna postpone until next week on the Our Dearly Departed. I have it listed, but I don't have access to it at the moment. So we're gonna have to skip it this week again.
God damn. Well, I had one. Shit.
Yeah, there's actually a few, but I don't have access to it. So.
All right. Well, I guess the dead can wait. Well, let me just give one shout out because there was obviously something that's really tragic going on. The Maui wildfires have killed nearly 100 fucking people, and it's really scary. People lost their homes. Fucking vultures are calling locals trying to buy their property as they're still trying to find people that are lost. So fuck them. But just shout out and heart goes out to everybody in the Hawaiian Islands.
Yeah, heart goes out to them, but also all those goddamn tourists that are still going there and fucking swimming in places that people just died in. Don't go to Hawaii right now, or at least that one island. Don't go. Just give them time to heal the island, bury their fucking dead, and they need to rebuild. It's not a time to go and have fun in the sand in that part of Hawaii. So
yeah.
Sorry you missed some money on your vacation, but it's more important. The human lives have value. So.
Yeah. They should. Well, at least they should. Apparently, these real estate agencies don't care.
No, that's another vile.
They're offering these people that lost their property and their loved ones that they can buy their land on the cheap. I'm like, dude,
the thing is, there's still fucking smoldering ash on some properties, and you making these fucking phone calls. Just no fucking sense of goddamn shame. All bad. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get some more information.
Given the history of Hawaii, that should be literally illegal. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definitely stolen land. Okay, so we'll save those RIPs. God damn it, we got so much. Y'all want to start off with some off the hook shit with the Alabama? Should we start off with that? We haven't talked about it.
Yes. Talk about it.
Let's talk about that shit. Oh man, because the way that it unfolded was it was amazing. It was glorious. I'm just saying, this is the best sort of black solidarity I've seen in probably my lifetime. I think so. Seriously, I can't think of another thing where, some of it when what was that dude's name that definitely killed his wife?
OJ?
Yeah, it was OJ. Well, I guess there was a lot of black solidarity when it came to
Rodney King.
Rodney King and George Floyd and that kid with the Skittles. I forget his fucking name now.
Oh, Trayvon Martin.
Trayvon Martin. But this is a little different only because people made a difference and stopped what could have been a tragedy from happening immediately. And it was amazing. I was so happy to watch it. And the fact that I watched that video so many fucking times from multiple angles. And I want people to understand. So anyway, let's rewind to what the fuck we're talking about. So there was a video that surfaced from like multiple videos of this like brawl that happened in Montgomery, Alabama, which is where my parents are from. Actually, isn't that where your mom is from too?
Mm-hmm.
Or where my mom is from. So, and like when you watch it at first, it's just like this white dude punches this black dude in the face, and then the black guy's trying to defend himself. Then all of a sudden, from like the top rope, from like the right, some other white dude runs in and starts kicking the guy while he's down, the black dude, and then like there's like this huge melee just unfolds, and like you can see there's like a guy because they're on a dock that's up above that runs down to help him. And one thing I want everybody to take note, if you rewatch that video, the first black guy that came to help, he did not throw a single punch at first. He came down and he tried to immediately de-escalate. He put his hands out, and as he was doing that, one of the white dudes tries to swing at him, but he fucking missed. And even then, he still tried to de-escalate. And then shit just got fucking crazy. Then you had, fucking Black Manta jump in the water, coming to the rescue.
Aquamayne.
Aquamayne.
Yeah. He's not.
Aquamayne.
He was coming to the rescue. And then shit just devolved into just fucking chaos, total chaos. And their folding chairs were involved. People got hit on the head, but probably lost a few inches off their fucking height. Black people just had enough. And this is like, it was the wrong place. And then after the fact, you get into like all this historical things about like that place. And then you get the whole backstory of what actually happened that led up to the melee. And it was it's a pretty crazy story. So y'all go ahead.
Yeah, I'll just start off by saying, fuck this gang of thugs. And I use that, again, remember, you won't typically hear in the media any white person ever called a thug, despite what they do. But they were beating up on someone who was completely innocent, doing his fucking job, and telling them, hey, you can't park your fucking boat here. This is reserved. You got to move it. You got to move it now. They didn't like his authority. They physically assaulted him. I love the fact that on all the memes, you have the Bobby Shmurda level of throwing his hat in the air. And if you haven't seen the Bobby Shmurda reference, go back and watch that video. When he throws that hat in the fucking air, everybody fucking goes crazy.
That's a black signal.
Yeah, it really is. But again, these guys were truly, men and women, were thugs and hoodlums and completely in the wrong and violently attacking an innocent man. And I want that to not be lost in some of the celebration. This could have easily gone another direction in terms of another black man just losing his life over fucking nothing. An innocent black man just losing his life over fucking nothing. That very easily could have happened here. I'm so glad it didn't. But you should throw the book at these people. I don't have any sympathy whatsoever for them. I do not have any sympathy for the woman who got hit with a chair either. Like, just fuck them all. If you're going to participate in the group beatdown of someone who didn't do shit but tell you what the fucking rules are, then just go fuck yourself.
And it was even beyond that. So, like, beyond, like, him telling them that. So, like, before all that even happened, that boat, so the boat that was in the spot was like a pontoon boat, some little fucking bullshit pontoon boat. And the boat that was trying to dock was a fucking riverboat, like a big ass boat with like 200 passengers on it. And it was called the Harriet II for Harriet Tubman. And they were trying to get, the captain of the boat was on the PA telling them to move for like 45 fucking minutes. And then he said that he was going to call the police if they don't move. And so they just flipped him off and started cursing at him. So he's like, all right, he called the cops. And after he called the cops, that's when the co-captain, not a security guard, he was the fucking co-captain. He got off the boat and talked to the guys and then physically moved their boat. because apparently that's normal. Like if somebody's in your, you can just like move their shit. And
Yeah, so a quick caveat. It was weird that the captain of the boat said he asked the dock hands to move the boat. I'm like, you can move someone's property? I guess that's a thing out there. Like, if you're in the way, they can physically move your pontoon or boat or whatever aquamotive vehicle you have out there. They will move your shit because I guess the what do they call them? Not chariot, but the ferry boats are part of the city or the county or something. So they needed to dock there, and I guess they ignored the signs because there's a sign there apparently says that you cannot park your boat here. And not only did they park, they literally covered the pontoon as if they were like as if they lived in the area or something, and it turned into something crazy.
Don't.
It's much like if you're parking in front of someone else's like actual driveway, like blocking their fucking driveway, your car will get towed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we all know those fucking rules. So it's not necessarily all that different on the water per se or on the dock per se. If your vehicle's in a place where it shouldn't be, yes, it's going to get fucking moved, rightly so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and apparently like that family was like known to like come up from like wherever they're from and just like starting shit. So apparently the boat captain knew about them before this because I guess in a previous year that family stole one of their like golf carts and like dropped it off at a hotel and just like left it there. So they're just like, you know, just general pieces of shit.
Yep.
You know, that aren't used to being told the words no.
Yep.
You know.
Thugged out. Yeah.
Yeah. About that lady that got hit with the fucking chair. I know people want to feel bad about her, but listen, she participated in that fucking brawl. Mm-hmm. It's like jumping into a fucking blender and getting mad that you got fucking chopped up. It's like, just don't jump in the fucking blender. Do what any rational person would do in a brawl and fucking leave. Just leave.
Can I just triple down on this? No human being is above an ass whooping. Nobody.
What about a baby though, bro? I mean, come on.
Well, you know, if the baby got it coming. If the baby got it coming, then fuck that baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The baby was in the brawl, they get in the chair.
Y'all not see Blue just creep up in here like he Batman? He's in a car. He's in a moving vehicle. I can see your seatbelt.
My bad. There we go.
See me?
Yeah.
I turn my camera off.
Oh, we can see you now.
I can see you.
You riding
ain't
dirty?
hiding me.
You riding dirty?
No, I can see you. I can see the street light. I see your. Is that Burger King?
Oh, why you
stop to get food?
I'm in a car.
Is that
podcast.
Is that a picture in the back seat? Is she dead or alive? I can't even tell.
Is she moving? Fuck. Hold on, give me a second.
Okay, should be good.
Damn.
Jeez. There ain't no hooker back there.
Not anymore.
As you adjust the camera, don't be looking back there. No one's there.
There's hooker parts, but no real hooker. I get it.
Now I turn it.
Hooker parts.
It's all bad. We're talking about the riverboat. So I want to point out quickly a couple of things. So the man that jumped into the water to swim across to help, he worked for the ferry. Aquamayne. He worked for the ferry. And he wasn't a man.
Yeah,
he's 16. He's 16. He's a 16-year-old kid. So when he gets up, his shirt has it says staff on it. It's a staff shirt, and it has their docking their docking markings where they're supposed to be working. And like there's a video of people that are on the dock that shows when he jumps in, because he's with other staff standing there, and he's the only one from that staff that jump into the water. When they finally dock, the other people that are the staff, they get off the boat, they take off their shirts, and they get into the melee. They're like, oh, you want to jump a man by himself? Now he has backup. What y'all finna do now? And it turns into this. They're just like, oh, we're holding their beers. They're like, oh, what the fuck? And it turns to this huge melee. It's super wild. I was just like, dude, this kid swam across the boat before they could dock. just to help this man. And he was dripping wet and still body slammed somebody.
Yeah, somebody. I think you rock bottom somebody. I was like, all right, there we
Yeah,
go.
same shit.
Did you see
out there proving that black people know how to swim?
There you go.
Yeah,
Did you see the busted Crocs though? That
Yeah,
was
oh,
might be my
man.
yeah.
favorite.
I didn't know that was from that event. I know that was
I
from
love
that
that shit.
event.
Rocks.
So
Them Crocs
the
was
only
best.
one on tape that I saw that got arrested on scene was a guy that was hitting people with a chair. I mean, they let him hit at least 6-7 people, and it wasn't until he hit the lady that he got like handcuffed. And he's the only one on camera that you see get handcuffed.
Well, the white family got handcuffed later on. So
Later on, yes, but not on camera. You can see pictures of them sitting down while they're handcuffed, but the on film, you only see the guy with the chair getting handcuffed. Everybody else, they let go.
Well, remember, fortunately, and shout out to everybody who is like witnessing all of this. Like, you have multiple camera angles. There's like 15 to 20 goddamn cell phone recordings of this,
Or more.
or more. I have seen folks getting cuffed, like from a different angle that was further away. So yeah, you could see. And my favorite thing about that is you can see the very beginning of it. You can see how it escalates. You can see who's the aggressor. There's no fucking wiggle room to try to do this bullshit of, well, maybe. Had they just fucking complied, it wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, nobody can argue. Well, what did the black man do first? He aggressed him. Like, no, he was doing his job. He was commanded to do it, and he was the first one on scene. Everyone else kind of backs out, and he tells them multiple times, "You need to move. You need to move." And they're like, "Where do we need to move to?" He literally points to where they can go and what is coming in and why you need to move, and they still don't do it. And then the thing is, what I loved is that because there's so many videos, people edited them into different segments. Like there's the prequel, and then there's like the actual event, and then like the sequel where they're like getting arrested. It's like,
hey, bro, where's the Snyder cut? That's what I want to know. Where's the Snyder cut?
Damn.
That was coming.
Yeah. It's gonna be all in black and white.
It was crazy, like when the first couple of episodes, almost like it's a TV show. When the first couple of videos started dropping, it was like, oh shit, this is all going down. But then like other angles started to show up. Like you could see like, oh, this is what happened from this angle. This is what happened from this angle. Like there's one angle where like if you pay attention, like it's when the guys they're skipping toward the boat. The guys when they take off their shirt, they're skipping toward the boat. Like the two guys like trying to run up on them, but then they saw that they were kind of outnumbered. But then like they try to like back out, and then the dude fucking like dives into the water to get away from the guys. And then like his girlfriend later on like tried to help pull him out of the water. That shit had me rolling on the floor, dude. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah.
Then like I guess people are talking about like how can you hit a woman and blah 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 blah. It's like, yo, like there's these grown ass men that are fighting and you're jumping in it and you're trying to throw blows too. Like you're gonna get punched. Like that should just be fucking common knowledge.
Especially by Blue. Especially way over 200 pounds and has a baseball bat. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
He let y'all know a long time ago.
I did. I warned you. Be surprised.
No.
That'll never
That's
go.
terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
was trying to punch like grown ass men, and like none of them were turning around like beating on him, but like girls came up and joined in the fight and were fighting the girls. So it wasn't like mans that were hitting the girls; it was other girls hitting the girls. So
except for the guy with the
chair.
Except for the guy with the chair.
chair guy had chairman gave to everybody.
There's one girl, they like beat her up and then they threw her into the river.
Yeah. Also, real quick, shout out to Frederick Arnold, the black man who invented the folding chair.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Right. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Your invention doled out some justice.
Yep.
Wait,
we got. Go ahead, Blue.
Isn't that area like some kind of like historical spot? Like weren't slaves like dropped off there before they were like paraded down the street to where they were going to be like sold and stuff?
Yeah.
Like, is there some history about that doc?
Oh,
No idea.
Oh, I fucked up. Hold on. I'm sorry. His name was Nathaniel Alexander. Wrong.
Okay.
Nathaniel Alexander is the guy who.
But Blue, you're absolutely right. Yes, Montgomery used that port for slaves coming in and then auctioning and tearing apart families and all kind of historical evils all the way around. But yeah, The other thing, and I couldn't verify this, so don't quote me. I mean, obviously, fact check me. Was there a Trump rally in Montgomery like the day or two before?
Well, let's see.
I have no idea. I have no idea. I have no information on that.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. But
That's right.
glad to see this shit happening. And
It was
in
2
terms-
weeks ago.
Hmm?
It was
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Well, see, there you go.
When he started
I don't know.
indictment.
So the thing is, was it the same day or not same day, but same week?
It was August 4th was when he was in Montgomery. Let's see the Brawl.
And the Brawl was the 5th.
Was it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go.
So they got him. He got them all riled up, thinking this MAGA country. All right, what? No.
They trying to
try that in a small town. Nope.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. So we got
great thing. The whole thing was that people were taking the videos and mixing it to that. You try that in a small town song by that one country singer guy.
Oh, by Jason Aldean, yeah.
Honestly, what I'm really relieved about is that nobody had a gun, because
Yeah.
that would have been it.
100%.
Yeah, if one of those any of those people would have had a gun, that'd have been it.
So
They
we
did
got
the same Friday stream. The dad was like, "You gotta use your hands like I used to do back in my day."
Yeah.
we got to talk about it because everybody else is out of this crazy, semi-unfortunate incident. This came out with some really great memes. Do y'all have a favorite meme that represents this incident, this melee?
For me, it's always going to be throwing your hat up in the air like Bobby Shmurda. That fucking works on so many goddamn levels. I love that. The black signal.
The black signal. Blue?
I'm trying to think of mine. I definitely like how the one with Malcolm X in the hotel room looking out the window, and instead of having like an AK-47, he has a chair.
Yes, I've seen that one. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Damn.
Or like there's it's not a meme, but there's like a little video where somebody where when the hat goes up and like all the people who like join the fight are like Avengers, and they have like the Wakanda like Mbappe thing going, right? But Harriet Tubman shows up, and like a few other like African like historians show up for the fight. It's like, whoa, what the hell?
There's some damn good ones. I'll probably say Stitch is pointing out the reenactments, and probably my favorite one is where they showed like a black male showing up as Stone Cold. So he shows up with a chair and starts hitting at all the white folks with the chair. And the last dude, he like does his Stone Cold stunner, hits the dude with the chair, kicks him in the stomach, flips him off, and then Stone Cold stuns him. That was choreographed very well. Kudos to all the people that were involved because it's a parody video, but they use like WWE footage or like commentary. That one's probably one of the best ones. That one and like the one where they show Harriet Tubman passing the chair to like the guy on the ground. That one's actually pretty awesome too. So those are, I would say those two.
Kronos, you got one? Your favorite on this?
The whole thing was just, there was actually one where it had like it was like they were portaling in. Like that shit was like when they squared up, it was just like they all portal. I was just like, yeah.
Yeah. I forgot about that one. That's a good one too.
Should have never given you Negroes the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, should never give us folding chairs.
That shit with the fucking Crocs though too. It looks like the Crocs are trying to eat his feet. It's so fucking funny. I was like, bro.
It looks like you're wearing Captain socks or some shit.
It's like, how do you whoop somebody's feet? How do you whoop somebody's shoes ass? I'm just saying. It's like, no, it's impossible.
Whoop that trick and get him. Whoop that trick.
Whoop that trick. That was Memphis for sure.
Yep.
Oh.
I want to switch gears just a little bit on something a little bit more serious, and then we'll go back to the fun stuff. But this is kind of fun in some ways. Goddamn, there's a whole bunch of more Georgia indictments on Don Don.
Goddamn.
And this Fanny, that's how you pronounce it, right?
Fanny, Fani.
Fanny's not playing. Fanny is like, if you don't report to the Fulton County Courthouse, which I've been to, you finna go. Long story. We're not going into that old.
Yeah, I don't think I want to hear the story.
Don't even ask.
Anytime we're talking about Donald Trump.
Just know that Magic City, you have to follow the rules.
Yeah, in any city, you have to follow the rules.
Yeah.
FYI.
Yeah. Back to Trump. But all I'm saying is Fanny ain't playing. She's like, if you don't report to the courthouse by 10 days from now, 5 days
It
from
gives
now,
us 10 days, so now we're at 9 days.
9 days from now, then your ass is gonna be in jail, basically. But he's up to nearly triple fucking digits of indictments across like 4 goddamn states in one district.
Mm-hmm.
He has 91. I think it's 91 felony counts.
God,
Against him. I'm just like, bruh, like you're an overachiever, man. Like for real. Like everybody's like, oh, it's unprecedented. And I'm just like, yeah, but we all fucking saw the crime. Like the vast majority of them, we witnessed them in real fucking time. And I'm just like, why is it taking this long? But I guess they got to make it airtight because people want to talk about how good he is, how he has all these lawyers or whatever, but he's lost so many fucking lawsuits in his time frame. One of the things that people like to argue with me about is when I say that Donald Trump is racist, and they're like, no, he's not. Tell me how. And I'm just like, well, back when him and his daddy had a fucking apartment complex, they were found guilty of discrimination against black people. Also, his dad was arrested at a fucking Klan rally. Also, he took out a full-page fucking ad to advocate for the fucking death penalty against 5 children that were later found not fucking guilty. So that's just 3 instances.
Calling Mexicans rapists and murderers didn't help either. But
there's a laundry list against this fucking dude, and we saw what specifically back to like all of his like more recent crimes. Like when there was a audio recording of him talking to Brad Raffensperger, you know, the guy in Georgia, talking about find me more votes. I'm just like, how is this not illegal? Like you can't ask somebody for more votes when you didn't get them. Like. And then having fake electors, like you can't do that. Like,
also just to point out, everybody for the most part around him has been indicted or convicted or in jail. Like, there's a lot of folks that have already gotten locked up and convicted, and in Georgia, they're throwing them mob-style RICO laws at 18 of his co-conspirators. For those who don't know, that's how they lock up folks again in the mob, the cartel. Some rappers have had some cases with RICO laws. They're not for fucking play. And Giuliani was one of the first folks to get that going.
He implemented that in New York City to stop the mob. He had a whole board with the yarn board or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Where he would go after top lieutenants. And they had a squad. He was basically trying to be like Elliot Ness, 20th or 21st century. Well, I guess still the 20th century, but he's trying to be modern day Elliot Ness.
Now this motherfucker got cases of his own at his ass. Like, holy fuck.
What's funny to me is that Trump has indictments in multiple states. Most of them are on the East Coast, but that's just the statewide. There's federal indictments as well that he's facing. Damn.
The state ones, though, are kind of more serious for him, unfortunately. Actually, no, fortunately, I don't give a fuck about this dude. Because a president can pardon federal crimes. So if him or somebody else, you know, because infamously, like when you saw with, back with
Nixon.
God damn it, with Nixon, yeah. When Nixon got pardoned after, you know, he basically like stepped down from being president. He got pardoned by the next guy, right?
Ford.
But if what's
Ford.
up? But yeah, by Ford, yeah.
Yeah,
but,
Gerald Ford.
But if you know, Trump gets convicted on a state crime, there's no getting around that. Like he's going to go to fucking jail for a minimum of 5 fucking years, because you not even the governor of that state can pardon him. It takes 5 years for him to sit his ass in jail, and then has to go to like a committee to get him out. So I don't see him doing very well with 5 years in jail.
So I mean, all I know is his followers are definitely not happy. They're rallying up. They are probably, if he even goes to court, you're looking at possible violence on that
Nah,
courthouse.
I doubt it. To be honest with you,
I don't doubt it at
no, because
all.
they had no. Hold on, man. They had
Go
3
ahead,
other times
man.
they could have done something. 3 other times where they didn't do shit. I think that
Mhm.
his fucking followers, most of them, at this point, they are mentally deficient, and they are not going to try and go. They saw what happened at the fucking the riot at the Capitol. You might do something, but 600 fucking people did something, and they fucking found themselves on the wrong side of the law. So I don't think they're going to do anything, to be frank, because look at the last 2 times he got, indicted. The people that showed up at site got smaller and smaller and smaller, and everybody's pointing to, oh well, every time he gets indicted, like his numbers go up. They're not really going up. People are saying that, yes, like they'll say I'm still voting for him, but there is literally no fucking way that he has gained more supporters than he did from the last election. It is literally fucking impossible. What they're doing is that they're not showing the whole side of these polls. Like if you look at, like, take for example like the recent thing with like where they were saying like teenage boys were more likely to vote to be conservative now. All right. The problem is that they weren't showing you the other side of the story. They were saying like, what was it, like 50% of the people or something like that were going to vote conservative or whatever. What they weren't showing is that the biggest, or was 30-something%. What they weren't showing is that the biggest response to that question, how would you vote? It was a conservative, liberal, or I don't fucking know. And they didn't show the I don't fucking know. The reason why is because I don't fucking know wasn't like more than 60%, because most people don't fucking know. What they're doing is they're just finding like his most fervent supporters that still support him. It's like, yeah, surprise, or no surprise, like they're still gonna vote for him, but like that's not a lot of people. It's like he doesn't even have, he has 50% of the Republican vote, but that's not 50% of fucking America.
Yeah, good point. I'll just point out this. For those who like math and all of that, you can do anything you fucking want with statistics. You can do anything you want with polls. You can manipulate them any type of way to tell a narrative that you like. I'm of the mind that at least 60+% don't fuck with a convicted one if he's convicted, or once he's convicted. Convicted felon being POTUS. Like that's a bridge too far. Now, what I find fascinating is the whole doubling and tripling down, and then not admitting that it's a cult, because it's certainly a cult.
Oh yeah. They will never admit that. But I also want to double down on my statement. I don't think it'll be like as big as like the Capitol, but I will say, to be honest, all it takes is literally one person to fuck everything up. And we saw what happened. For those of us who are old enough, we saw what happened in '89 with Timothy McVeigh. That was one
like
person.
93 or 94, right?
I'm pretty sure it's late. No, it might have been 1991. Still, that was one man from an extremist group, and that's all it takes. In Georgia, I mean, Georgia's a big city. Both Prodigy and myself, we've been there. We both lived there at one time. I mean, all it takes is them. I mean, the government building is right downtown. They got the FBI building, the gold building, or whatnot. All it takes is one person from one of those extremist groups to cause multiple harms to lots of people, innocent people.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not discounting what you're saying, but what I'm saying is just from like what I've seen with my own eyes. They had 3 other chances to like do something. This 4th time, I don't think they're going to do less, because they've already seen what happened. Like they're seeing, look at all 19 fucking people are getting indicted for this shit. What do you? I mean, somebody might do something. You're right. It's totally within the realm of possibility, but I just doubt it. I think these people are they bark. Their bark is louder than their bite, and they talk all this shit. They're not gonna do anything,
I really hope And it's funny to me because he's the one that says they're the group of Law and Order, and so I hope this is the time for them to show that and let Law and Order play out. And I don't know if you saw the recent polls. There's recent polls saying that 64 of Americans would not vote for Trump. 64%.
Yeah.
That's a huge percentage when it comes to polling.
That seems like it tracks. The problem is that they're saying that every time they bring up like his poll numbers, it's just within Republicans. But guess what? Most of America are not Republicans. This is objectively a fact. They're not Republicans.
Yeah. The only thing I'll point out, though, is they're addicted to the fact that in 2020, he got more votes than any Republican had ever gotten. And he had huge numbers. I get that. He didn't get as many as Biden. I'm not disputing that. And there's nobody close in terms of his GOP numbers.
No, there's not.
So
that's a GOP problem.
Yeah,
you know?
that's the part that's going to be absolutely fascinating. You know, because DeSantis is nowhere close. You know, especially on a national level, and Florida's having problems.
He keeps messing up.
Yeah, so we gonna see, but this is a developing story. Go ahead, Blue.
I was gonna say the main reason why you won't see a lot of Trump supporters raiding the courthouse is mainly because they're all broke because Donald Trump stole all their money by scamming them. Membership that just kept charging them every month when they didn't even know.
Yeah, it's like the cognitive dissonance that all his still supporters have is just it's astonishing to me. It's like, why do you give money to somebody who's supposed to be a millionaire? Why?
Yeah.
Like, just break it down for me. Like, what are you giving it to him for? He has money. He talks about how much money he has. You know? We all know, like rational people know that he's actually not that fucking rich, especially at this point. Also, let's just remember that he lost $1 billion with a B, $1 billion in the 90s. $1 billion in the 90s. And that's the reason why he started The Apprentice. Okay? So this is not some fucking financial genius. He's a fucking moron that was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. All right? And he's scammed his way up through America. And I hope that the rest of America can see this shit, because he continues to like rob people literally, and his supporters are just, I guess he's the great white hope.
Yeah.
But this is not the kind of hope. You put your hope in somebody else that's actually going to help you. If you're a poor American of any ethnic background, he is not your candidate. He's not going to help you in the fucking slightest. In his last presidency, how did your life get better if you were a poor person?
He hates people that I hate.
Yeah. He doesn't give a fuck about you. Stop voting for
let
him.
me also say this too. I want to be real clear on something that kind of even Old Ninja touched upon, the whole Law and Order stuff. How can you claim to be patriotic and support somebody who blatantly doesn't respect national security? Like, those two things can't go together. Like, blatantly, American spies, American military bases, all types of top secret confidential shit. You just got sitting on the magazine rack on your shitter. Like, the fuck. And you had an opportunity. Let's just be really clear on this. You still had an opportunity, multiple opportunities, to return those documents to the government. You chose.
I get the whole the irony of it all too is that like his whole thing was going after like Hillary Clinton because she was using her home computer for checking emails and stuff, and yet this guy took he took documents he should be having home with him and talking about how like I still have clearance and blah blah blah. It's like, dude, you lost your job. You need to give that stuff back.
It's going down. It's certainly going fucking down. Hey, Blue, are you still in the car? I think we lost Old Ninja, right?
Yeah, I'm close to being home, so I'll be on the computer in a bit.
Okay.
All right.
Can you hear me okay? Because like I have the whole thing like playing through my car's
Yeah,
system.
we can actually hear you better than when we heard Old Ninja at first. So yeah, you're doing fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of choppy.
What? Oh, my screen all moved and whatnot. What's going on with this Baldur's Gate? Goddamn it!
Oh man. Okay, so unfortunately, I haven't played that much of it. I need to play more. This is the unfortunate part. Okay, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
playing Baldur's Gate 3 on my Steam Deck, and I put it down to like the recommended settings by like a bunch of different people. But I think the recommended settings are just for like battery longevity, so it doesn't look the best on my shit. I might just jack it all back up and just plug it in when I'm fucking playing. But this game is fucking dank as shit. I was not prepared. Um, from the get go, you have like a baby Cthulhu dude that like has you captured in like these weird like organic cells, and he has like these little like worms that are like hell spawn, and he just fucking puts them in your eye socket, and he just bores into your fucking brain, and that's how it starts, and it's
Goddamn.
fucking
What the
really
hell?
gross. Yeah, and you get to make your own character, and they have like a bunch of different. They have 7 different dick and fucking vulva types. I was
Now
like,
wait,
okay.
wait. You have
Yeah.
my curiosity. We don't just pass over that. When you say different dick and pussy types, are you telling me that I can see vag and dick in this game?
Yes, you can. But apparently, like the different kind of like vag and dick types, they're just like fucking hair, like designs or whatever. But still, it's in there, And
Okay.
apparently, there's sex in the game. Like there's an option to turn it off or not. So yeah, it's a very.
Who's
I thought
turning
it
it
was.
off?
I thought it was gonna be like just like a normal like sort of PG-ish game. It is not. It's not. There's plenty of gore. There's sex. There's all kind of crazy shit in there. It's a modern take on a turn-based action system, which takes me a little bit to remember how to play. Also, when you start playing the game, I don't know if there's a tutorial, but I didn't fucking see it. So I was just kind of out of the jump. I was just like, what do all these fucking buttons do? So, because it's not very straightforward.
Let's get back to the fucking and the titties and asses.
I haven't gotten to the fucking titties yet, though.
Can
Wait,
can I fuck
it's a game.
anybody, or do I have to fuck people part of the game, like part of the story?
I don't know, but all I know is there's a bunch of different kinds of things in the game, and I can assume that you could fuck all of them at some point. There's probably an option to fuck all of them. They got dragonborn, they got elves, they got fucking orcs, they got half orcs, they got fucking dwarves, they got all kind of crazy. They got these fucking demon looking people, and you can be all those people.
Big,
Oh,
big,
this is another
big
thing
titty
that's cool.
She-Hulks? Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, there are some yoked ass chicks. You can
Okay.
make you make a woman that's yoked with a dick if you wanted to. So there you go. So what I liked about in the beginning of this game with the character creator, which I'm not used to seeing, it might be the first time, maybe not, but you can choose somebody that's already in the current story, like with a backstory and all that shit, or you can create your own custom character with their own backstory and all the shit that you want to have. And I thought that was really cool.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, because like when you start the game, there's like 2 other people that are there with you, and I know at least one of them you could be, like from the jump.
So is it cooperative?
Yes.
You said turn-based,
Yes, it's cooperative.
but so if we were playing in co-op, we would still have to wait our real time or turn-based though,
I
right?
believe so. Yes. Let me just make sure that it's co-op. You got to make sure because I'm pretty sure I read that it was co-op.
All right.
Yes, it's multiplayer. Hold on. Okay, 3 co-op. And what I saw is that it's a cool.
Wait, this game,
yeah,
it's a game where
2 to 4 player co-op.
Okay.
And what's cool about the co-op is that I know that you can, when you're playing co-op, you can both just go your own direction, but you still get the spoils from like wherever you fucking go, which is kind of cool, like the experience and all that shit.
That's wild.
So yeah, I started playing it, and then I was like, you know what, maybe I'll just play it. I bought it for the Steam Deck and for my computer, but I kind of just want to get it for my PS5 now.
Yeah.
So
Why
yeah, so they'll get two games out of me.
not? That's good shit, man. It's doing fucking gargantuan numbers on Steam in terms of like, literally, I saw an article saying top 10 of all time for a game that came out a few weeks ago. What the entire fucking fuck?
Well, it's doing a thing that we're not used to as gamers anymore. There's no glitches so far, nothing major. There's no microtransactions.
What?
There's no online only play. you it's very open world. So we're not used to these things anymore. Like we've
Yeah.
been so like beaten down by these fucking bullshit development people of like having things a certain way, and it's like they don't have to be this way.
Yeah.
And so the only downside for like probably most people is getting used to playing a turn-based RPG. I literally died on my I didn't die all the way, but one of my characters died on my second fucking like battle experience thing. But it's
Okay.
okay. I didn't like they didn't wipe my whole fucking party. I just wasn't paying attention. I didn't heal him. So
I mean, it's been a hot minute since a turn based like really got me going. Probably Stick of Truth. You know,
yeah,
was the last one that I can remember that I really fucked with and enjoyed. But I mean, if it's the new hotness and you got fucking the ability to get down with any creature I want, including dark elves, and
I will tell you my impressions of like this. This is the highest praise I can probably give to this game as far as the RPG shit goes, especially with the dialogue. This game has legit Mass Effect, 2 and 3 level of dialogue in the game and level of like choice in the game. Probably even more than that.
gotcha.
Because I remember like in the beginning of the game, there was like because like you have like all these options when you create your character
Hmm.
of like what your strengths and weaknesses are. And so one of my things was like lore. And like in the very beginning of the game, like I used my lore skill to like pick up on something about like some certain object. And it said that, oh, if you press this button, something dangerous might happen. I was like, fuck it, I'm pressing it anyway. And it fucking blew up. I was
Oh
like, God
shit!
damn it, you fucking dumbass.
I
And then,
love it.
and then there was like other times where like this person was like laid out on a table or like in a chair and half of his brain was just kind of hanging out and like but the brain is like the person's talking to you but it turns out the brain is talking to you and it's like what do you do about the brain? Do you just kill it? Do you help it? Like what are you supposed to do? And so it's like really serious um like questions and like choices that you can make right from the jump that have consequences later on in the game. I just fucking killed the shit because it's creepy, but maybe something good happened if you didn't. So
So I could go full on super villain.
yes, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, if you wanted to see what that brain wanted to do, and like have him help you do some brain weird shit, then yeah, you could do that. And like you want to just kill people, you can just kill people
I like it.
or
I
things
like
because
it.
there's more than just people.
All right. I might have to fuck with this. And like next on my list was going to be Final Fantasy 16 or whatever, but this shit seems like it might be the new hotness. And I've
Yeah,
never played any Baldur's Gates.
I played one like a long fucking time ago. But it's been a minute. This is back when I was still playing PC a lot. So yeah,
Hmm.
and like Neverwinter Nights and shit like that. So yeah.
Gotcha. I think we lost a couple folks. Where you want to go next?
Let's see what is on the list. It's hot in my fucking office right now, and I want to turn my AC, but it's gonna be loud.
Oh, gotcha.
Um,
What did you actually see Ninja Turtles?
I did not.
I'm not gonna spoil it. I checked it out. It's very fucking solid family movie.
It looks
Like,
really good.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put it to you this way: there's no straight lines in any of the animation, not a single scene.
Yeah.
So if you like very creative art, not quite across the Spider Verse or Enter the Spider Verse level, not quite that on that level, but very creative and cartoonish and kid like almost like a 8-year-old drew it, 6-year-old drew it. Sometimes
Oh, I'm sweating. All right.
this is the one for you. Did we have
Yeah.
anybody else just join? My screen kind of went weird.
Nope, not yet. I'm looking for the little icon. That's all I
Okay,
can tell.
all
Um,
good.
yeah, I
But
definitely want to check it out. I want to take. Actually, maybe I'll do that on Saturday.
yeah, the one other really good thing, again, no spoilers at all. The actual turtles sound like teens, and then when I looked up the voice actors, 3 out of the 4 are teens, and the one that isn't is like 20. So
All
they're
right.
all super young actors doing the voices, and you can tell from the dialogue as well. It was written from a very 2023 What the fuck is the generation called? Uh, Generation, what is it? Z? Y? What the fuck is this generation?
I don't fucking know. They're younger than us. All I know. So that means they're terrible.
Yeah, exactly. Generation teens now.
I don't think the new generation has like a. Oh, I'm thinking of my kid's generation, like my youngest. She has. I
Yeah,
don't think they have like a name for it yet.
yeah.
We.
Well,
I
in
could
any
let me
event,
look it
they
up.
fucking sounded just like when you get, like your nephew and niece or my son to get like sounding like teenagers, right, fucking now, all the way around. I fucking liked it. I give it like a high to mid 8.
It's Gen Alpha.
Gen Alpha. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Fun.
2013 through 2025.
Wait, born 2013?
Yes.
Okay, all right,
So that's like that precludes Generation Z.
got it.
Before that, millennials. Before that, my generation, probably your generation too.
Yeah.
And then the baby boomers, then the silent generation, and then the quote unquote greatest generation. Stop it. Stop it. Could you imagine how fucking arrogant you have to be to call yourselves the greatest generation?
Yeah, that's
I
fucking
mean,
ballsy.
just like seriously.
That's ballsy.
Yeah.
Love it though.
They didn't invent the internet. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. Old Ninja, can you hear us?
Oh, hold on. If you can hear him, I'm pulling him in.
Okay.
All right. What's going on, man?
Can you hear us?
What's going on?
Good shit.
I don't see Blue.
Yeah, Blue
Yeah.
dropped. I think he just got home. Probably got to do some shit, and then he'll hop back on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I dropped because technical difficulty. There you
Okay.
go.
That's
I'm back.
twice in one cast. Did Old Ninja? Did you happen to see Ninja Turtles?
I did.
What did you think? I just kind of gave a quick spoiler-free review of my own because I loved it.
You loved it? I thought it was okay. I mean, it wasn't what I was expecting, so I don't know. It was different, I guess, because like the way it was set up, I was like, this is going a slightly different route, but okay, I'm with it. And like just having Ice Cube as his, as the villain was kind of weird because he was on board like, hey, we gonna do this thing. You guys coming? And it was like, wait, what? And it did this weird kind of fake out thing. So it's kind of it went in a way that I did not expect because there was different alliances that I didn't think were going to happen. I was that's weird. And we got to see a couple of old characters. I think there's like one or two new characters. It was different because like normally when you see Ninja Turtles, it's like they fight Shredder and the Foot Clan and they try to not make themselves known, even though they want to be known. So it was just interesting. The art style was different. It's kind of, I mean, I knew what I was going for with the art style going in. I kind of still expected a little different, but it is what it is. But I think the kids that were the Turtles, because they're the youngest on the cast.
Yeah.
I think they did a great job being with veteran actors. Because like the whole cast is like well-known, established like actors. So their interaction going in, I think they did a fantastic job bringing the characters back to the fold. The Turtles are like already being discussed because they're already in one of the Mortal Kombats. They're just entering in Street Fighter 6 now. I think one of their shows is on Nickelodeon or Paramount Plus or something. They have the Last Ronin. The Last Ronin, the game got announced, so they're back up in our faces once again. I think this is a good start off for them, even though it was not what I was expecting, but I still was entertained. There.
Yeah. Real quick, giant double middle finger to anybody who was trolling on the internet about April O'Neil. I realized that in this movie, April O'Neil is black, and in the original comics, she's a black character.
Yeah.
We've said that on this show. We said this on the show for like a whole years and years and years. So it was actually truer to the original comic material in that vein. Obviously, the OG comics were way more violent or whatever than any of the modern cartoons or whatever. But I'm just fucking tired of this bullshit with, a character is black, even though that's what the source material said, and people online having a fucking problem.
I think a lot of people didn't know that she originally was black. Because, like, my first introduction to the Ninja Turtles was the Saturday morning cartoons, and April was a redhead wearing a yellow banana jumpsuit.
Mhm. I get it. I get it. And shoot, they also doubled down to those in the live action movies with Go Ninja Go Ninja Go. But you know, I mean, come on now, you know that song. Don't be looking at me
I
like
know
you don't know that
I
fucking.
mean,
I know. I knew who was buying, and I was just like, no,
Go, go,
not doing it.
go.
And there's multiple. I mean, there's like there's like what 5 live action now.
Something like
There's
that.
the ones in the '80s and late '90s, and there's the reboots from the 2000, the aughts
Oh yeah,
or whatever.
with Megan Fox.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the second one was Megan Fox and Arrow and all that. So
Oh,
I
that's
mean, the
right. He was
Turtles
in
was
there.
big business every time. I think the game. Oh, even the games that the one that came out that was like $15. That
Yeah.
actually did pretty good. And then this last one, Ronin's got like a tizzy. Everyone's freaking out because they're like, "Oh, if this is going to be like God of War, like kind of a Ghost of Tsushima
Yeah.
and Jedi Survivor type game," they're all for it. This is like an R-rated Turtles game, as the it's basically a graphic novel, so it's on that vein. Yeah, there you go. Cronus is holding up a copy of. Is that the trade or one of the issues?
it's the last one. It's one of the issues. It's the last one.
Okay.
Dude,
So,
I don't know what I watched. There's some videos that have been floating around on TikTok lately of a fight scene with the Ninja Turtles, and I'm assuming it's Shredder, and like it's literally like a scene out of fucking like Naruto. Like you got Leonardo doing fucking clone jujitsu, and like he throws his sword, and then all of a sudden, bam! If Raphael grabs it and like he goes to slice at Shredder, and then Shredder like spikes started coming out of the ground, and like they started impaling Raphael, but then like they're all ghost clones of him too, and he keeps like popping up here and there, and Shredder keeps like killing them, but
Is that
they're
a live
just
action one?
clones. No,
no,
it's an animated.
it's like an
Oh, okay.
anime. So it's from the
Yeah,
TV
dude.
show. It's from the TV show that nobody fucking watched. So it got
Dude,
canceled.
it went hard. I was like, what am I watching? Like
Nobody
Donatello,
watched that
like
show.
he goes to use his staff, and like he uses like he used some crazy jujutsu or jutsu, and like his staff becomes like this giant fucking like tree trunk, and like he just smashes Shredder. It's a crazy fight scene. That's all I see. And then April O'Neil has power too. Like she has like some kind of spirit comes out of her body, and then like she could do like what Green Lantern does. Like he can create things with like his mind or whatever. Dude, it was crazy. I think it might be from the movie from the Ninja Turtle show that's on Nickelodeon. I think it's called like I think it's Ninja Turtles Mayhem or something like that, or maybe that's the game
Maybe.
name. Let me see.
Could be,
Yeah.
but I know that it was from a show. It's from a property that was released and nobody watched it, so it got canned. There's also a CGI movie where they fight like an old like a knight from the Round Table, and he's voiced by Patrick Stewart.
What
That
the
one,
fuck?
oh yeah, you ever seen that? It's a knight that is voiced by Patrick Stewart, and Shredder's daughter is in it.
God
She's leading the foot. And
You know
so
what? I have seen something with Shredder's daughter. She was actually a really cool character.
yeah, it's all CGI. I think it came out in like 2010 maybe, but it was like, what the fuck? It's super wild. I actually watched most of it. It's not too bad. It's just, but the main villain, his Shredder's not in it. It's his daughter and the knight. I can't remember which version it is. I'm pretty sure Hobby's yelling at me in the chat, but I don't have the chat up. But it's been out for a while. It's been out at least 10 years, at
Well,
least.
One day I want to see Leonardo's katanas actually draw blood. He swings them a lot, but I haven't seen in a cartoon him draw any fucking blood whatsoever. But it is what it is.
Hey, unlike Wu Tang, they ain't for the children.
Mm-mm.
Oh, damn.
Or I guess they are for the
Damn.
children. I guess I got to mix. Whatever, you know what I meant.
Damn.
I remember. Okay, what I was gonna say the. Oh god, shit! It told you something of mine. Oh, the Batman versus the Ninja Turtles comic and the animation that came out. The comic was a lot better than the animation, but like the whole fight scene with Batman and the Shredder was pretty fucking dope.
Dude, fucking Shredder's cool. Like Shredder got a whole bunch of fucking fighting skills. Love seeing him. Go ahead. Sorry, Blue.
No, so the name of it's actually it's called Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it was a TV series. and they only
Nobody
lasted for like
watched it.
2 seasons.
Nobody watched it.
Damn.
No one watched
I
it.
think that-
I'm pretty sure it's on Paramount
I thought
Plus.
Prodigy. You watched this with your son, right? I thought you guys watched it.
So is that the
Okay.
one with again a little black April O'Neil?
Yeah, April's black in this.
Okay, I did see that one.
That's why
I did
nobody
see
watched
that
it.
one.
People got mad.
Yeah, and like
Probably.
Raphael's like hella big and like near Donatello's like dirty and slim.
Yeah,
His-
I did
yeah.
see that one. I didn't hate on that one at all. I thought it was actually pretty decent. I didn't like it as much as the one previously when my son was about 4, so that must have been like 2014 or so.
God damn, back in the good old days,
2013?
the before times.
Yeah, those were.
Before the dark times.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
That was back when the Ben hats were fucking tight.
yeah, dude,
We were throwing ethnic food night parties and shit like that.
we sure were. Hey man, we got together this past weekend though. We had a nice one.
We did. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. Oh goddamn. All right, Blue. What's been going on in your world? You playing anything?
I'm not playing anything, but I actually had a chance to go to Cape and Cowl. I went to their
Yeah.
Comic-Con
What's that?
on Sunday, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was pretty small. I mean, it's a small kind of event, but it was a good turnout. Like it was kind of packed in there. Actually, ran into a friend from high school that Cronus and I know. Like it was crazy because like I was like walking around and doing stuff, and like I brought the Sweetness with me and Little Bash with me, and this friend came up and was like, she was standing next to my wife, and she was like, I know that dude. I swear to God, I know that dude. And like the Sweetness always says like everywhere I go, there always seem to be somebody that I know there. So it was just funny. But like, yeah, this childhood friend, got to hang out with her a little bit, talk a little bit. But like, yeah, she's like a big blurred. She's also she's a burlesque dancer too.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. But yeah, the event was really cool. Like there was some good artwork, some like they had kind of like their version of like Artist Row, and they had a few other little comic stands there. That was really cool. Other comics. I didn't really get a chance to talk to many people, but overall, I thought it was pretty cool. So the Comic Con was at a brewery. So remember this place? They have their own comic book shop in Oakland, but this was in Berkeley at a brewery called the Gilman Brewery, and yeah, they basically had like I think I had about like about 12 to 16 beers on tap that you can order from. But this was like on the side of the actual brewery. So if you went to the brewery side, they have more beers on tap. They have like I don't know, they had like 24 or something like that.
Nice.
But like they had like a little like a bar basically where you can order beer, but all the beers were on tap. Like they had like the spigot. But I actually was able to pick up a shirt. I picked up 2 shirts for Chrono, so they're on his way to him. But I have mine here.
Yeah, let's see. God damn it.
Yeah, I wish I
He's,
could have went, but it's just like couldn't. I had like my stuff last weekend for my friend's retirement, and then my birthday is this week. So
Yeah, no, I ran into Itun. I told him like congratulations because he actually won his comic book won like something at San Diego Comic Con recently.
Will Eisner.
Yeah, so I congratulate him on that. He was like, the dude was walking around like a celebrity. Like everybody was kind of
Nice.
asking his attention.
Rightly
But,
so.
this is just one of the shirts right here.
Put it real close.
Yeah, that shit is.
Oh,
dope.
that's hot. I like that one.
Yeah, it gives me it kind of gives me the vibe of Into the Spider-Verse, like with all the
Yeah.
different color splashes and stuff like that. So this is just one of the shirts.
Oh wait, no. It's not.
There was another shirt, a yellow one, that Kronos got, and it has artwork on the back. So this one's just blank on the back. The other one has like not variant art, but it has like a special art for the Comic-Con on the back. And then they also had another black one, but that one's not. It wasn't for the Comic-Con. That was basically just for Cape and Cowl. So like you can go to Cape and Cowl and get this shirt, which was pretty dope. But overall, it was a lot of fun. I had a good time there.
Was it 1 day or 2?
It was just one day.
Okay.
The other great thing about it was that it was free. So it was free to the public. You can bring your kids. Outside of the brewery, like kind of in the like the walkway area, they had like a bunch of like printouts of like comic. They had like coloring books basically for the kids.
Nice.
But like some of the people who were like real good artists, like were doing their artwork using like kids markers and stuff like that. And like, dude, somebody did a Batman one. It would look amazing. It was like posted on the wall too. I should have took a picture of it, but there was one cosplayer that was there. I can't remember her name, but she's a black lady. She was dressed up as she looked like she was dressed up as Storm, but she was kind of giving me rocker Spider-Man
Spider-Punk?
vibe. Yes,
Yeah.
Punk's yeah,
I
Spider-Punk.
saw a picture you
But
took.
like,
I thought she was at she might have been. I might have been tripping, but there was a woman that I met down at Comic Con that played. She cosplayed as Spider Punk, and she was also at Oni Force's after party. So like Bunny Man's like company. She was at the after party. I'm pretty sure it's the same lady.
yeah, they're looking for her name. I can't remember what her name was, but like she gave a show. Like she started like dancing around and stuff like that. It was really cool. So they had like music playing. But yeah, overall it was a good turnout, and I had a lot of fun. It was probably about a good 6 hour long, but I was like there for like an hour and a half or so.
Did Bash get any comics or kid like books for him?
Nah, he was more interested about the money on the ground. For some reason, there was like $100 bills on the floor. I mean, they were obviously fake, but like he was like picking them up. I was like, "That's my boy. Get that money.
Get that money. Get that money. Goddammit.
Can someone explain to me what this Gear 5 stuff is about?
I'm so glad you asked, old ninja. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. Rewind the clock 2 goddamn weeks ago. I told the weeb world. I told you. I said, look here, it's gonna break the goddamn internet, and it did 2 weeks in a goddamn row. Gear 5 is
as a fucking nerd, can we just be more specific? It broke a couple of websites.
No. It broke the anime websites. That's what I said.
Yeah, you said the internet.
Yeah.
But the weeb
if it broke the internet, if it broke the internet, I would have heard about this. I ain't never heard nothing about this.
Anytime we're talking about an anime, it's obviously going to be the stuff where the anime websites are.
But you said it broke the internet. I'm just saying, be specific. God damn it, we're a nerd podcast.
Yeah, it broke the internet.
It broke the
all
fucking
for
website.
It broke weeb sites.
What it did, here's what it was. It's a transformation, the latest one for Luffy on One Piece. And this is with the Wano arc, the latest arc that they're on. It was really, really hyped up. The premiere was 2 weeks ago on a Saturday. I couldn't watch it live because obviously the Crunchyroll and all that wasn't fucking working. So I watched it probably like, I don't know, 2 in the morning or 5 in the morning.
Did your internet still work?
The very next day.
Oh, but did your internet still work?
No, my internet was all the way
your
down
whole internet
because
I got it. All right.
But so with this transformation, basically it is a power up. But here's what's fun about it: they're calling him Joy Boy, which is a direct inspiration from some of the Haitian revolutionaries in the Caribbean.
Oh, shit.
I didn't know.
You sure it's not a femboy reference? Just.
No. That's with Femto. No. That's with Berserk. No. Very different. Very different. But yeah, they have that kind of connection to it. He got white locks as well, which was really fucking cool. And then there were some folks. Here's the thing: I like a whole bunch of fucking anime. There were plenty of folks trying to hate on the initial transformation on 1071, based on saying, "Oh, well, what kind of fight was that?" Everybody in the One Piece world was like, well, it was a debut transformation. You're going to get Gear 5 for multiple episodes. And lo and behold, we've gotten at least the second one already, and we'll have a third or fourth or whatever. Every Saturday night is just going to keep debuting until the end of Wano and from then on. But yeah, it was a big fucking deal. And then, of course, later on this month, by the end of this month, we're going to get the live action one as well. So they having the weebs over with the Straw Hats. They doing big things, and they really fucking happy about this. Now, the other thing I'll say is, just like what you fucking like. If you think you like Goku better or Attack on Titan, all of that's fucking fine. You know, the whole fandom fighting stuff is fucking bullshit. I love Attack on Titan. I'm always going to. I love fucking Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z got me into it or whatever. So it doesn't have to necessarily be competitive. I think that some of that was fucking bullshit, but they're fucking great episodes, and the artwork is fucking amazing.
I now regret asking what the fuck this was. I didn't know it was One Piece related. Now I can't get those moments back. Anyway,
see, one of the problems with the whole fucking Luffy thing was that it was overshadowed by the Montgomery Brawl.
Oh, they did happen the same day. It did happen
Yeah.
the same day. Yeah,
At least in our
Yeah.
spheres. Yeah.
it
Yeah.
definitely happened the same day.
Actually, no. I'm glad you brought up. Are you done with One Piece? Sorry.
I'm never going to be done with One Piece, but
I
go
mean,
ahead.
Yeah,
we're talking about it right now.
One Piece never done with One Piece.
No, I'm glad you brought that up because I actually started finally being current with an anime, and I'm current with Bleach, 1,000 Year Blood War,
Nice.
and
I'm
it's
hella
been
behind on that
really,
one.
really good. Like if you are an old Bleach head, if you like Bleach back in the day, this newest season right up your fucking alley. Like it pretty much just honestly, it's kind of better than like the first one because they are like the evolutions for the characters are happening faster. You got a really cool new villain that is just kind of OP and fucking up everybody, and then kind of like taking a step back and then like giving them time to kind of, you know, power up, and watching Ichigo and a couple other characters that almost died go to like the new Soul King Palace and like power up. It's fucking dope. I thought it was cool. Seeing if y'all are familiar with like Bleach, like Renji gets a new Bankai, and so does like a bunch of other characters. They get a new Bankai, or their Shikai is like super OP from, you know. And yeah, it's been I forgot like what it was like to watch like these sorts of animes because I don't watch anime that much anymore, unfortunately. But this one I'm 100% in. Vinland Saga season 2. I also finished. Vinland Saga 2, I think, is kind of one of the more significant animes out there for like reasons that probably most young dudes won't understand. Because I guess I'm segueing super quick. But y'all watched Vinland Saga like the first one, right? Most of you guys did.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Nope.
super violent.
Yep.
Thorfinn was just like some wild and out. He just fucking kill anybody. Didn't give a fuck. And in this second one, he becomes a slave, and there's still like a lot of violence. But in the end, like his transformation of just like basically going for peace, for like by any means, is kind of amazing. And like his reasonings and like why he doesn't want to like fight anymore and all this shit, I think might be overshadowed, or it's going to be overshadowed by the fact that there's not as much action as like the last season, but there still is a lot, and there's a lot of fucking fucked up gore in the show. But everybody, me included, I was like, I just want to see Thorfinn just get his 2 fucking blades back and just go ham on these dudes. But he doesn't. But you still get your gore, so don't worry. But as an older guy,
I have to
watching
catch
this,
up
like,
on
him
that
just-
one now.
Yeah, him just putting like his blades down, just be like, nah, no more, I'm good.
You know something I never. Or sorry, go ahead.
Is it on? It's on Crunchyroll and Netflix, right?
Yeah, it's on Crunchyroll,
Or am I-
Netflix, and I think Amazon.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's on a bunch of places.
Dude, so something I just learned recently, which as somebody who watched anime, I'm surprised I never knew this, but I didn't know there was different. I mean, obviously there's different genre of anime, but I didn't know they had like a specific name. So, like for example, like you have your shonen, which is basically like your Naruto, your Bleach,
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z, One Piece. But then like there's other genre like I'm reading online right now. So like you have your Kodomo Muki, which is like your Pokemon series, Digimon, like the kind of the stuff for like kids, where it's like little kids kind of traveling the world, like kind of cutesy stuff. But then like the stuff for girls, kind of like it's called Shouju or Solujo, which is like your Sailor Moon. Your on here they have like your Banana Fish, but I never heard of. But they have like it's a lot of the cutesy stuff, mainly focused toward the female audience. But you know, you get your weeps that's into that stuff too. So, but then like for your serious series, you have your Sydney. I think that's how you pronounce it. Where like this is for like young adults, and those are the shows that you get like the more violent, like Berserker falls into this, Monster. But then you have like your straight up like
Slice of
love
life.
story stuff, which is Josai, I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, I never
Hentai?
hentai is its own category. Yeah, I knew about that one.
Hentai and ecchi, because they're not necessarily the same.
But this is where your Yoi and Yuri falls into category. So I thought it was interesting because I never knew that there were different, like the different types of anime had like a kind of a genre or name to it, which is kind of cool. But there's also like you got your other stuff out there too.
It's the same thing in America. Like we have our rom-coms and our fucking comedies and our dramas.
But when it comes to like animation, it's just they kind of just fall under one umbrella a lot of times with American.
In America,
animation.
yeah.
But yeah, Japanese animation, like it's so spread that it's hard to keep up with all of it.
Speaking of which, talking about American animation, did any of y'all watch the Adam Eve special on Prime?
I did.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was like an hour long. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
that shit was wild. I watched it last night and I was like, oh shit. It says episode 1, but it's only like one, like it's like a one-off, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah, it dropped when SDCC started.
Oh, okay.
They dropped like the same day.
Yeah, that was pretty intense. It wasn't. Go ahead.
No, I forgot how like gory, that whole like that. It's from Invincible. So yeah, it's the same animation studio, it's the same universe, and yeah, it's the same fucked upness about it.
Is this prequel?
Yeah, it's like a prequel. It's like it's how Adam Eve came to be, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Like her origin story, huh?
Yeah, from like
it is literally all the way from birth to like her being a teenager. So her story is pretty fucked up. So, and there is some gore and shit. No, shit. There's a lot of backstabbing and triple crossing and double crossing, and I was like, what the fuck? It's weird because like centered around this little girl.
Dude, I need to see this because I love me some fucking Invincible. Like,
if you like Invincible, this is right up your alley.
Yeah.
Then I went back and watched a couple of episodes of Invincible, and I seriously forgot how violent it fucking was. Even the first episode, like just like the after credit scene, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. This is where the shit kind of goes down.
Yeah.
And fucking what's the name? Ultiman fucking fucks everybody up. Omni-Man, yeah.
What tripped me out about it is the animation obviously was really, really good, but it looked very reminiscent of like Justice League or Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah.
But you're like so used to those having those, Justice League Unlimited like fights where there's punches and kicks and laser beams and all that, but you don't see any fucking blood. And then in this one, it just goes all the way to like Doom Eternal level of blood.
Yeah.
Real quick.
I can see some more intestines, sir.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Rip and tear.
Did you guys ever watch?
Heads, yeah.
Did you guys ever finish watching the Boys? What's the name of the animated series?
Diabolical?
Yeah, Diabolical.
I did. I watched it all because they're shorts. They're like, I think the longest one's like 15 minutes.
But the last one with Noir and Homelander.
Oh, and Homelander, yeah. So that one kind of plays in. It plays into the last season. Like even if you didn't watch it, it's like not necessary. But because of that scene, they kind of play off of that scene from the Diabolical into the season finale. So you realize that the dynamic between Black Noir and Homelander is deeper than you think. And there's a point where Black Noir, well, you see it in the show, Black Noir spoke. And I was like, what the fuck? And he doesn't speak now, but he's also kind of whacked out. So
I need to see this shit. How long was it? They were just shorts?
Yeah, they're shorts. There's like 6, 7 shorts, maybe.
Shit,
right. There's a few of them. They're all set in the boys' world, so each one is hyper violent. Like there's blood and gore and shit. It's like watching Invincible, but like set in the boys' universe. So it's like, what the fuck?
One of the funniest episodes of people that have like shitty powers.
That too.
Like the F heroes, and then I don't mean fuck. Their powers are fucked, but they're like really horrible,
it's like when V goes wrong for these people. So and what they have to do, and like early stages of V and early heroes, stuff like that. It's pretty fucked up. But yeah,
it's kind of like with the X-Men. Like there's people who are mutants that are like they look like humans, but then there's the ones that are like fucked up looking, like the Beasts are like Nightcrawler, the ones that got the short end of the stick when it came to their mutant powers.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. And I want to kind of segue. I don't know if any of you are watching My Adventures with Superman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the most recent episode proves that this is a true anime because it does some super like goofy ass like fill. I don't want to say filler. It feels like a filler, but it feels like a true anime with the current episode with the super wacky shit and like super. I mean, they try to make it like, I guess plot moving, but it feels like it kind of doesn't need to be there. But I guess
Is
I mean,
this
there's a couple elements, but
is this the cartoon that had Deathstroke looking
Yes.
like a twink with both of his eyes?
yeah, just the way you like it. Exactly.
That's a great one.
Just the way you like it.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, it's obviously the early stages of Superman's origin story because in this one, he doesn't know who the fuck he is. He still doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know about Krypton.
I'm sorry. He doesn't know he's Kryptonian, but he has powers.
No, he can't. No. So when he goes to his ship, his Jor-El is speaking Kryptonian to him, and he doesn't understand. So he doesn't know what to do, and he can't understand any of what's going on. So he tries to, but it just makes it more frustrating for him. So based on the images he sees, and the hologram gets it, you can tell the hologram is frustrated because it can't communicate with him, but it shows him pretty much what Krypton looked like, and he still doesn't get it. He just doesn't know any of the words or whatnot. But he's more kind of focused on hanging around with Jimmy and Lois at the moment, and then like. They have this wannabe Gorilla Grodd, even though it's not Gorilla Grodd. It's a talking gorilla, but like it has like a romantic relationship with one of its scientists that like is disembodied, and it's super anime when you watch it. You can tell that this is not like an American. It's not like Justice League Unlimited or anything. It feels more like it's a.
Feels like you're watching Sailor Moon.
Yeah, kind of.
Like you're to his transformation.
Well, they don't do the transformation anymore. Now he's just like super quick. But now it definitely feels like you're watching like a cross between like I don't know I don't want to say it's glorious Chainsaw Man, but like the humor from Chainsaw Man has that kind of humor, and it has like that kind of like it has like super like filler kind of feels with this current episode. I'm like, dude, this is a true anime. It's not like an American comic where they try to add like, you know, suspense and like weird like logic and shit. It's just like, but you know, it's like I don't know.
If it's anime like, I haven't seen any episodes all the way yet. Is Lois like fan servicey or no?
No.
Oh.
Not every. Just because you look at the memes that are online, they don't do that fan service. She's wearing literally a hoodie and jeans almost every episode. So you don't see her ass, you don't see her panties, none of that bullshit.
That's not what I saw on Pornhub, man. I see she was doing it.
No, I know what you saw, but that's all fake. What's all the rage nowadays? AI. I mean, literally, you can make an episode of AI now, so do whatever you want. So yeah,
she was throwing that thing.
Yeah, it's just very strange to me watching this show. It's funny because Jack Quaid is the voice of Superman, but like the way the show is designed, it feels like they're like interns, but it feels like a high school drama kind of. It's kind of weird. And like the one thing I will kind of give her credit is that Superman is not at his full strength. Like he doesn't know his limits yet.
But wait, if he's at the Daily Planet, I mean, according to canon, he's supposed to have gotten his powers when he was way younger than that. So they're just not following anything.
Well, he has his powers, but he's not full power.
But he's got his powers, but he doesn't know his limits to his powers. I'm pretty sure the first or second episode he solar flares, like he does, and he doesn't know how to do it. But like there are things like because Cadmus is around. That's pretty much his biggest enemy. He doesn't know who they are, but they do stuff that can kind of like block out his rays, and he doesn't know. Like he can still battle and kind of fly, but he takes damage. Sure. So it's kind of weird. But then there are times where he like gets kind of emotional, or like he gets to the sun, and he's able to like go full on Superman. So it's like I feel like they're waiting to fully bust him out with his full range of powers. So it's interesting. Blue, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the show. I mean, it's not on the level of like a lot like Justice League or Young Justice and stuff like that. But it is in that cutesy anime realm, and like the relationship between like Superman and Lois and like Jimmy, it's just it's all playful basically at this point. But when it does come down to like actually being serious, that's when like the real like action kind of starts playing. But then it gets back into like the cutesy things again. But I mean, overall, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm watching it. I mean, they're half-hour episodes or less or something.
And I kind of like based off of the last episode, I think they're kind of playing on the notion that they know they're not the greatest of the Superman series, just because there's a scene that happens where basically they kind of jumped into the multiverse basically, and then like one character is like, well, your universe is not the greatest. Like they literally just say like, you're the worst Superman, you're the worst Lois, and stuff like that. And
so
I just think they kind of know that.
I thought they're referencing the tolerance level of that universe, where there wouldn't be accepting of a man that is disembodied into robot and a gorilla having literal like relations, and the world wouldn't accept that. So I'm like, well, I guess. So,
I'm talking about the most recent episode that dropped where they go into the multiverse and they talk about how like
I might have missed that episode. I'm gonna have to go back because it comes out every Friday, right?
Yeah, it comes out every Friday. So it's the one where they introduce oh god, that fourth dimensional guy, Mixapicalix.
Mixapicalix. Okay, yeah, then I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Okay. The last one I saw was the wannabe Killer Grodd and his robot love man. That's the last one I saw.
All good.
And they created a black hole. I'm just like, they could have used that black hole like years ago, but still.
So tell me this, up or down. Is it better than at least that Velma show?
Fuck yeah.
I didn't watch Velma, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's a whole lot better than that.
This will definitely pique your interest, but it's not on the, like Blue said, it's not on the level of Young Justice or Justice League. It's like its own thing. And it is legit in anime, and I think a lot of people didn't understand that watching it, but when you watch it, you're like, okay, yeah, this is definitely, it's like an anime with the Superman mythos.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So it's like
one thing Velma has over this though is the animation in Velma is fucking really good.
Yeah.
You don't like the animation of this?
No, the animation in this is really good, but Velma's was like top notch.
Okay.
I'll give you that.
I didn't watch Velma, so I have no idea.
Let me say this. We had a 50th birthday with some goddamn hip hop. South Bronx started it. There were a lot of like celebrations all over with this. It's on the list in terms of like what are some of our favorite, I guess, rappers or rap lines that just are iconic and stuff that you'll never kind of forget. Do you have any?
There's too many. I mean, it's 50 years of nonstop hip hop. You're talking like hip hop was ruling the charts for decades, for a while. There's too many lines. Like, I know you're probably gonna bust out some 2 Live Crew line or some bullshit. It's fine, but
I mean, don't sleep on 2 Live Crew.
I'm not sleeping on 2 Live Crew, but I know how you are with big booty hoes and all that shit. But I will say I started the podcast a few weeks ago with a rhyme from Rakim from Microphone Fiend. That's actually a pretty epic line when Eric M was like, he's basically talking about working with producers and going on tour and whatnot, or recording, and they're just like, we don't need you on this. He's all, it's cool. I don't get upset. I just kick a hole in the speaker, pull the plug, then I jet. Well, that's a fucking sick ass line right there. But there's a bunch of lines. I mean, Ice Cube obviously has a shit ton of great lines. Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Nas, The Cheater, KRS-One. They all had this fucking. Even Curtis Blow taking it back. Sugar Hill thing. They all had sick ass lines. I'll tell you this though. What I'm loving right now is that modern Activision Modern Warfare is celebrating hip hop with uncensored hip hop like golden tracks, and they have like each era. They have the golden age. They have the it's like they have the retro, the beginning, the golden age, and they have like the 2000 or recent or whatever. And they give you free tracks as long as you log in, and you can put them on your vehicles. It's fucking epic. Fucking epic.
That's nice. Cronus, you got something? We're talking about hip hop.
The hip hop lyrics. I've got 2 that are really good. Hold on, I gotta get the kind of long.
Uh-oh. Got a little
Give me a
delay.
It's
minute.
about
All right.
talking.
Oh, I know. Okay, so I'll tell you like the first. Talking about song lyrics that like affected us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one of the first ones that like affected me was Outkast Elevators. And it was one of the songs that kind of hit me twice after, because like when I first heard the lyrics, I loved it, but then like later in life, like I really understood the lyrics, and it was verse 4 in Elevators, and it was Andre 3000, and tell me if y'all remember this shit when he said, I got stopped at the mall the other day, heard a call from the other way that I just came from, and some N-words was just saying something about smoke something. Hey man, you remember me from school? Not really, but but he kept smiling like a clown, facial expression looking silly, and he kept asking me what kind of car you drive. I know you paid. I know y'all got buku hoes from all them songs y'all done made, and I replied that I've been going through the same things that he has. True, I got I got more fans than the average man, but I got enough loot to last me to the end of the week. I live by the beat like you live check to check. If you don't move your feet, then I don't eat. So we like neck to neck. I didn't get that shit. Like I heard the lyrics when he said it, and like later on in life, I was like, oh, like basically like you basically grow into the life that you have. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And even though like the guy that he's talking to, yes, you might have more money than him, but you also have way fucking more expenses than that guy does. And yeah, so that shit hit me like twice in life, and I love that shit. And this, go ahead.
No, that's a great one.
Yeah.
I got one that I got multiple, because I mean this has been always one of my favorite
You do
genres.
one,
But
I'll do another one because I got another one too.
yeah, there we go. We'll pass the mic. This one's really short, but it was from the Clips. And it went over, to me, it went over a lot of people's head, because it went over my head at first. But it was on the verse 3 of the Clips grinding track. And Malice is doing the rapping, and he's like, my grind's about family, never been about fame. Them days I wasn't able, there was always Kane. And that shit was like this impressive ass double entendre that, like, the biblical story of Cain slaying Abel obviously is where you can go with that, and then of course you can always also go to the whole slanging cocaine and whatnot as well. That shit just worked on a fucking lot of levels, and it was so smooth, it was so quick. That shit just hit me. I love that shit.
You know,
Shout
it's
out to the
funny
Clips.
about like rap lyrics, because you know, with me and Kay, you know, she's white, and like I would ask her about like certain song lyrics, like, do you understand like what they're talking about? And like for the most part, like she didn't. She does. I think she listens more now. But like we were listening to I think it was like "Right in Dirty," and I was like, you know what this song is about, right? She was just like, what? It's like, yeah, it's about like getting harassed by the police. And she was just like, she didn't understand at the time. She does now though. Another one which is like way more recent is from Run the Jewels, RTJ4. This is like right around the time. So RTJ4 came out right around the time when George Floyd got murdered. And that's when I started feeling like some sort of way about a whole bunch of shit. And a friend from high school, she sent me the song Just, which is a fantastic song. It's about basically like how racist kind of like America is. You can argue for or against that. It's fine. But there was also, it was during the pandemic, it was in 2020, and Run the Jewels did a live concert with like nobody there. It was just for it was just for Adult Swim. And so I stayed up late at night in the old Infinity base drinking, and there was this song that I didn't really pay attention to all of the lyrics until this live version of it, because literally all the music stopped, and then it was just Michael Render, Killer Mike, spitting these lyrics, and it was about this is just check this out. He said, "The way I see it, you probably free us from the ages 1 to 4. From the age of 5, you're shipped away for your body to be stored. They promise education, but what they give you is tests and scores. They predicting prison populations by who's scoring in the lowest. And every day on the evening news, they feed you fear for free. You so numb, you watch the cops check out a man like me. Until my voice goes from shriek to whisper, I can't breathe. And you sit there in the house on couch and watch it on TV. The most you give is a Twitter rant and call it a tragedy. But truly, it's a travesty. You've been robbed of your empathy." And I didn't really, that whole song, like, because I listened to the whole album, but I didn't understand like that whole song until that verse stopped. Also, R.I.P. to Gangsta Boo. She died. I think it was like earlier this year or like last year.
Yeah.
Oh, she died. No, she died a couple weeks ago. I did RIP for that one.
It was
Yeah,
weeks ago?
I remember that.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a few weeks ago. She just died. She just recently died.
Yeah. So she was in that song. And it's like, man, when I read that shit, I was like, or when I listened to it, when he slowed it down, I was like, damn, man. There's like a lot of shit that you might miss when you're listening to music.
Yep. Goddamn, there's so many. I mean, listen, I'm a huge Pimp C fan. You know,
There you go.
you know what it is. He was on what was it with UGK? Obviously, Let Me See It. Here, let me tell you this one. Take it off, chick. Bend it over. Let me see it. I'm sweet James Jones and a trick I couldn't be it. Got a young brown stallion and she's 20 years old. When she pop it from the back, you see a hairy asshole. This was Pimp C at his fucking best. Like, goddamn. You know, just
Wow.
it's too strong.
See,
All right.
Remember that song
MC
by
fan.
Trick Daddy, I'm a Thug? That was another good one.
Yo, yeah. I was playing that at work a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Baby, because I'm a thug. There's a lot. There's so many. I mean, like the line that, because like Tupac was talking about, you know, our penitentiary is packed and it's filled with blacks. I was just like, that made me stop in my tracks for a second. I was like, oh shit. Because everyone's talking about the penitentiary
a lot of good
system.
ones.
Yeah, he did, but he's already talking about, you know, at the time he's all talking about how America was not ready for a black president. This is before Obama got elected, obviously.
Yeah, right before, yeah.
And even then, there were still like, you know, issues with a black president. Now we have a black woman as a vice president, which is another milestone for the
Blackish.
union. But still, like, so it's weird because what he's rapping about was in the 90s. It's still relevant today about, you know, basically police brutality, you know, brothers not loving on, you know, like on their women, beating on them, like you need to respect them. He raps about all that kind of stuff, social issues, injustice in the like slight political stuff. Like, you know, that stuff is still played to this day because it's still kind of relevant. That's just like kind of crazy. I used to love Arrested Development.
Yeah.
I used to love them. And there's a line in the song, and one of their songs where they cover everyday people.
Yeah.
And they're talking about how he's talking about how there's brothers. He doesn't want to call them the N-word. But he just says that they're harassing his female because she's all like, you know, dressed up. And he says, you know, I'm not Ice Cube, but I had to knock the brother out for being rude. I was like, what the fuck? It's like crazy, you know, black on black crime, but he tries to do his best to de-escalate the situation. But when they were coming after his lady, and he felt like he had to defend her honor, even though he did what he could, it didn't work out. He resorted to violence. In the end of the song, he talked about how he kind of regrets it. So,
real quick, Pac is the absolute greatest roadie turned celebrity of all time. He used to carry crates for fucking Humpty Hump with Digital Underground.
Digital Underground.
And he turned himself into a lot of people don't even know who Digital Underground and Humpty Hump is right now. Obviously, we did an
No,
R&B.
no. Get it right. People who don't live in California, they don't know who Digital is.
Or if you're of a certain age. But yeah, if you're
Sure.
young, whatever. But everybody knows Pac. Again, he was a roadie backup dancer for them and became his own fucking superstar.
He even like
In a very
outshined
short
them.
period of time. Very short.
Very short period of time.
Yeah.
But,
I was
Blue,
gonna say
you
some of the lyrics that like resonated with me were a lot from like Pac. Like you had Dear Mama, like that one had like crazy messages in there. Like, you know, he talked about how he didn't get along with his mom and kicked out on the street and stuff like that. But like the part where he talks about how like how she's a
crack fiend.
what make a dollar out of like 15 cents, like
Oh,
how
yeah.
she would stretch the money out, and like that's basically how it was like growing up in like kind of the ghetto. Like your parents were struggling with money to try to make ends meet just to feed you, and you kind of just took it for granted. But like going back and like like reading the lyrics now, it's like damn, like Pac was just talking about like pretty much every black kid's life that grew up in the ghetto. Like everybody was on that struggle basically.
No shade to Afeni at all. Rest in peace, rest in power. But I learned, like, I don't know, a year ago or earlier this year. So she lied to Tupac about his father. She
Mhm.
said his father was dead.
Yeah,
And
because she wanted nothing to do with him. Yep.
Pac thought for a long time of his life as a young man and as a teen that his father was dead. And even in some of his earlier albums, you hear him talk about it, like in terms
Oh
of,
yeah,
my
that Camel wasn't there.
yeah, yeah. And later on, he was like, "Oh, he's alive. My mom lied to me." Like, you talk about a mind fuck. Like,
I mean,
Mhm.
well, Luke Skywalker's auntie and uncle told him that his
Yeah,
dad was dead.
yeah,
Thought his dad was a fucking
He
devil.
told me he was a traitor. He was a freighter. No, what the fuck is it? Fuck. Minor or freight. I can't even think about it. I used to know the line,
yeah.
but yeah, he lied. They lied about him too. Shout out to Sugar Hill Gang for putting a spotlight on the ghetto, because before they dropped, nobody really, mainstream America didn't know shit about what was going on in the ghetto. There was just like those darkies lived in that zone. But when he busted out what was going on in that whole in the fuck, I can't think about it now. What's the name of the song? It's like super famous everywhere.
Rappers Delight. Come on now.
Yeah, Rapper's Delight. There you go. I know it's been a long day, but yes, Rapper's Delight. Even though the song is not really that delightful.
No.
Talk about broken glass everywhere, people pissing on the streets, and people just don't care.
No. That's The Message by Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Them too.
Yeah.
But still.
Who's
real
the
quick
song
shout
that was
out.
like that went like the ghetto talking
Yeah.
about the get? Is
But
that
that's too short. That's too short.
okay?
Yeah, but he samples another song about the ghetto.
Yeah.
He samples someone from the 70s. I can't remember who.
2 more shout outs, and I'm not going to be a fucking hater. I hate people who do the revisionist history on this. Folks in the rap game were afraid of Eminem. That white boy from Detroit was giving it to folks. And Rap God has records for the most bars and lines and whatnot. That's still one of my favorite songs of all time. M had some bangers, like absolute violent, crazy, wild ass bangers. And I gotta give him props. He's still one of my favorites. And then secondly, I can't talk about hip hop without mentioning Wu-Tang, just in terms of how fucking prolific they were with the kung fu flicks and all the fucking producing by RZA. It was just absolutely amazing. The whole I bomb atomically, Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses. I mean, that shit just went hard as fuck, man.
For sure.
Dude, you know, that made me think of Cameron. He kind of had a bit of an impact because he has a song called Negroologist or something like that, where he's like rapping about like educational shit. I was like, whoa, this guy is like flowing while talking about like mathematics equations and shit. I was like, whoa, this is crazy.
Okay.
I gotta give
one of my
favorite
One of my favorite lines from a Tupac song, which back in the day, it like seriously resonated with me. Was from his song "I Get Around."
So that technically
the line goes,
that's a Digital Underground song. He's just
"Nope,
on it.
nope, it is Tupac song and Digital Underground is on it."
Yeah.
Blues
Blu-ray.
right now. But
See,
I'm looking at it right now.
that's a
On
big
here
space.
it says artist Tupac Shakur, feature artist Digital Underground.
Yeah,
But
so-
the line on here that I'm talking about is where is it? Where it says she tells me that she needs me, cries when she leaves me, and every time she sees me, she squeezes me. Lady, take it easy. Hate to sound sleazy, but but tease me. I don't want to sack that easy.
I don't want it if it's that easy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess kind of. I mean, it's fun, like kind of chasing girls around and blah blah blah. But like, yeah, when it makes it too easy, it just kind of a little bit of a turn off. But Pac was speaking some truth there.
Also, it's funny. I mention this every now and again, but Tupac would talk about. There was like one song he was talking about. I'm gonna let you be a freak and get on top of me. I'm like, that's being a freak in 1990. It's like letting a woman get on
Right.
top of you. Like, what the fuck are you even talking about? That's not
I
even.
mean, maybe then. Might have been then, back
I
then.
guess then, Jesus Christ, that's not even that long fucking long. Why is my fucking shit all blurry?
I gotta
Fuck,
give
hell,
shout
love
outs
of the
to
Lord.
I gotta give shout outs to MC Light and Queen Latifah, because Queen Latifah coming into the rap game, they're the two ladies where it's male dominated. Queen Latifah's a larger woman, but she could flow with the best of them. She could freestyle like no other. I saw her on MTV Raps. They did it live with her and Fab Five Freddy. She did it on TV shows, and then she went on to become an Academy Award nominated actress.
Yep.
Like, I give her mad props for being, she's from I think she's from the Bronx, if I'm not mistaken.
That was Jersey. That was
Is
Jersey.
she from Jersey?
I can't remember.
Yeah, she's definitely East Coast rapper. Same with MC Light. MC Light, she got her history for being like, she's one of the coldest MCs that was kind of out there at the time. But she was doing on that educational kind of tip. Like, she wasn't really about dissing people unless she really had to. And then Salt and Pepper, obviously everybody loves them, but they did a lot of fun like party stuff. But MC Light, Moni Love, Queen Latifah, they were out there doing their thing back in the 80s. I give them props big time for trying to stand out, make their own name.
Do y'all remember? I'm gonna go on some misogynistic bullshit right now, only because this shit is so hilarious to me, and I realize how misogynistic this song is. But Black Sheep, remember, Wolf in Sheep's Clothing?
Black Sheep?
What's up?
Who's the Black Sheep?
Yeah,
What's the Black Sheep?
That was a House of Pain. No.
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 This is like one of my favorite albums of all time. I've bought the album literally like 4 fucking times because I've had it stolen from me so many times. The second song on this album is called You Mean You Not. And it's basically about this kid who wakes up and just goes ham about like looking at he's trying to find his AK and it was like not put together. And he goes to the bathroom and his fucking sister took his toothbrush and he fucking kills her or some shit. And he slaps his fucking mom. Like, yo, y'all gotta listen to the fucking. It's so ridiculous. Every time I listen to it, it makes me fucking laugh. But it's like one of the most fucked up shit like ever. But yeah, and it's funny because like looking back on it, it's like 2 college educated black dudes made this like massage noir album that is still entertaining to me.
There's a lot of those.
Again, shout out to Uncle Luke. First,
just like I do it.
First Amendment champion and freedom fighter for your ability to say wild shit on a fucking rap record. He was banned in the USA.
Wait, it was him and D. Snyder was up there too, right? D. Snyder like schooled fucking Congress.
Oh, it was D. Snyder, Uncle Luke, as well as Andrew Dice Clay was on there. There's a bunch of people that, especially because of Tipper Gore, she launched this campaign to basically shut everybody down. Oh, I remember the funniest thing to me is she tried to shut down Sheena Easton because of the song Sugar Walls. That gets me every fucking time. I can't believe she's pissed off about that song. I mean, I get it, but I mean, it's a very innuendo song. If you're under the age of like 13, 14, even if you're 14, you may not even understand those lyrics.
Oh, I know about that.
It's hilarious. Yeah, the wall.
One group I want to throw on this list. I mean, I know people are probably gonna like, nah, that's not real rap, but like Fresh Prince, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, like they had a pretty big impact on the genre. Like they were one of the first band to win.
They won a Grammy.
Award, yeah, Grammy. I mean, it's like people say like it was soft rap, but like I don't know, just back then, like the way the rap was presented and like the amazing work that DJ Jazzy Jeff did on the fucking turntables was like fucking magical.
Well,
so,
the problem with like DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince is that they were, decent artists in a time of like gangster rap, and like they, so saying like the fact that you have to qualify their rap music by saying clean rap instead of just like rap, is like that is telling of the era. But they were decent artists, but when it came to like gangster rap and like I almost want to say almost like social justice rap when it came to like other artists. Like they weren't talking about any of that shit.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? They were just talking about like having fun and like fucking the summer and shit like that. It's like there were things they were not consequential on like the black experience, and I think that's
they weren't about killing other people. They weren't talking about their posses on Broadway.
Yeah,
they weren't talking about scrub the ground. They weren't talking about none of that.
I got the woofers in my Jeep.
Yeah. Oh man.
Damn.
I mean, he did talk about how like he hooked up some girl. He had to jump out the window because her boyfriend showed up.
Yeah.
I think that's what I want to talk about it. Yeah, Will Smith should listen to his old song. Girls ain't nothing but trouble. Listen to that song. Be like,
girls in the world ain't nothing but trouble.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah. Will,
I love the fact that there's a rap song about Freddy fucking Krueger by Will Smith.
Oh, yeah.
That people keep forgetting about, but it's fucking actually kind of slaps. I was like, what the fuck?
That was actually in my car today when I watched it when I got in the car.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy who plays Freddy Krueger is actually on the track.
Oh shit!
Really? He's the line. He says the line, "You got the body and I got the brains."
Yeah. Hey, shout out to some that departed and left us though. I mean, you have Heavy D, you have DMX, you have Jam Master Jay.
There's so many. You're gonna be sitting there for hours going.
Yeah, Pac and Big. I mean, there's been a bunch of them, but which one was from the Beastie Boys too that passed? Was it MCA?
Oh, it's MCA. I think it's MCA.
So, I mean,
being from the West Coast, the whole West Coast East Coast beef that was going on. Like I listened to some of Biggie's songs, but I didn't really get into Biggie songs. But like, kind of going back and listening to his stuff, like the dude was talented. He had bars. He definitely was talking about like the way he was growing up, and you could like see that in his songs. So him and Tupac, like, I don't know, they probably were best friends.
See, I was listening to shit like Gravediggers, the Fushnikins.
Oh, Gravediggers, man. Oh, I love that fucking album. Like the first one. Yeah. So great.
Yeah, I've been listening to them. Das Effects, because they had a style that no one else had.
That's
and
true.
Like
they made a song in just commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who else? I was listening to like crazy. Oh, De La Soul.
Wasn't that one group? Yeah. De La Soul.
Yeah, they weren't doing gangster rap stuff, but they were doing like more mindful, more thoughtful. Those are college educated dudes. They I'm sorry, they were rapping right out of high school. Right out of high school, they had a record deal. So they were doing mindful stuff, and it was just in the time of like people doing disses and threatening to kill each other. They had these guys talking about just random stuff or just like everyday life. Tribe Called Quest talking about Benina Applebum.
Yep.
Which basically, if you didn't know, it means a nice ass, a beautiful ass.
For sure.
Left my wallet in El Segundo. Like, what the fuck?
I love that shit.
Like, what the fuck? Like, versus like people talking about, who shot you or 100 miles and running and stuff like that. Like, they're talking about left my wallet in El Segundo.
Hey, but also real quick too. I mean, rap is very regional specific. Like if you grew up on the West Coast, a lot of people like West Coast. If you grew up on the East Coast, etc. but the South has been like ferocious these past 20 plus years.
Yeah, they
Everyone,
came up. So they rose up once the West Coast East Coast stuff died,
it,
and when
it, and
they won that Grammy, it set the floodgates.
but there was different pockets. Obviously, the Atlanta sound was different from the Memphis, which was different from
Oh
the
yeah.
Houston, which was different from
Mm-hmm.
Miami Booty Shake. The
Mm-hmm.
South,
But different from St. Louis. Don't forget Master P. He owned
different
the charts for a while.
different from St. Louis and different from New Orleans with the Hot Boys.
Yep.
So
Yep.
and Little
Follow
Wayne and all them.
boys.
So I mean, a great history.
So wasn't
I hope for 50 more years.
So I
wasn't
mean, which? Oh, go ahead.
didn't
Go ahead.
didn't NWA kind of do? They do a show where it was back when they were starting to censor rap music and they started with the whole parental stuff. But they had like a show where they were like, you know what, fuck it.
They got
Then they have like
arrested.
they got
Yeah.
arrested, but then they also like have like a fake like president that they would hang on the show, or they did something that was like fucking wow.
Yeah,
Is that a different performer or group?
I don't know, but I've only seen that Straight Outta Compton movie one time, and I loved it. I need to go back and watch it again.
Dude, I still haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
What's weird to me now is like hip hop is like spread. It's basically global. It's global because
it's hard to find good hip hop today. I'm sorry.
Today, yeah, but it's just weird to me how the reach of hip hop, because we did this back when we started. There are Korean hip hop rappers, there are Japanese rappers, there are Russian rappers, people in England that are doing hip hop. I mean, I'm listening, like playing. If you play Need for Speed Unbound right now, there's a lot of rap from around the world in that game. It's very weird, but it's very cool at the same time.
Yeah, I was looking at the rapper that we interviewed on the podcast from the Bad Rap, and it was we had like did we have Dumbfounded on the podcast?
No, we didn't.
No, we talked about it. I wish we had Dumbfounded.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
I think we reacted to one of his or a couple of his videos because they were fucking great back then.
Yeah.
And we didn't have Aquamayne on the cast either before she blew up.
No, we did. We got real close though. She blew up big time.
Well, along those same lines, I just released re-released our Janelle James interview,
Nice.
2018 today, and this is
Yeah.
if you ever watched Abbott Elementary, she's the principal, Ava Coleman, and so we
Yeah.
had her on in 2018. Abbott Elementary didn't come out until I think it was 2021, maybe 2022.
Something like that. During the pandemic, yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, she was fucking hilarious from the jump. She was a fantastic guest.
Yeah, she was. I love her. She's awesome.
She called me out on my bullshit.
She sure did. Dude, here's the thing. Anybody who's like a stand-up comedian, you don't want to fucking go toe-to-toe with them with words. Like, that's their fucking weapon of choice. Like, you know what I mean?
And she was fucking high.
Yeah, exactly.
Like right from the jump, she's like, "Yo, I thought this was gonna be 8 p.m. East Coast time. So I've been playing GTA 6, been dying for 2 hours." And she was high. I was just like, "Oh my god, she was so fucking great."
Yeah,
she was.
All right, y'all. Can we wrap it up?
We can wrap it up.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up for tonight. What y'all got popping this week? Blue, you start us off.
Oh man, what's going on this week? Next week, the Swedish and I are going out of town. Just a quick little staycation. We're going up to Tahoe for a kind of before anniversary. We're about to hit our 6-year anniversary next Friday, which is crazy. What's going on? That's about it. I'm just kind of keeping things light. Oh, one more. The cosplayer that was at Cape and Cowl Con was it was Kai B Michelle. You can find her on Instagram and TikTok. And I checked out her TikTok, and her last video is what she was wearing at the Comic Con or the Cape and Cowl Con, and she was Storm for sure. She was Storm, but she looks like what's the girl's name? The movie from the Woman's King.
Oh, okay.
She looks like her. Like she's like, I don't know, she looks like she's built like her and all that stuff. But just check out her socials. But yeah,
that's not how I was thinking of. But yeah, great cosplayer.
Yeah. But other than that, that's about it. There's not much happening over in this end.
No worries. Old Ninja, what you got?
So just kind of still planning my dad's final send off, which will be next weekend. So I probably won't be on the cast next week, but I'm just doing some finalizations with basically paperwork and getting his affairs like tied off or finished off or whatnot, and then spending time with a little bit of family and whatnot, trying to survive the heat. It's been hot as fuck. I just left where it was like 110, like 2 hours ago or 3 hours ago now. I know where SoCal, where you guys are at, you're probably going to get rain on Monday. Just be on the lookout. I'm just probably just going to be at home, just doing some final affairs before I go to do this big send off. So yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah, our condolences, man. Again, you handling it like a champ. Be strong for your family. Cronus, what you got?
Thanks.
So in, I don't know, less than 2 hours, I'll level up to 44.
Goddamn.
Damn.
So, yeah.
Where's the coin? Where's the coin? Where's the coin thing? You got to hit the coin sound like in Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Or that 1-up.
So yeah, it's interesting, you know, turning that old. I guess honestly, as a kid, I never even thought about being this age, which is fucking weird. But I'm in pretty decent shape. More to that point, tomorrow I'm going to go to jiu-jitsu, and I'm going to hopefully roll for 44 minutes straight with no fucking breaks.
God damn.
So yeah, I'll record it, and y'all know, even if I do shitty, I'll still release it. Because there was one year where I didn't get no fucking taps. And I did like a whole like condensed video of me just like tapping out. It was hilarious. So yeah, I'm gonna do that tomorrow.
It's gonna be crazy when you hit 100.
What's up?
I said it's gonna be crazy when you hit 100.
Yeah,
100-minute roll.
100 minutes. Well, I mean, I'll just do steroids then. Then I'll be okay with like. I think after a certain age, I'm like, okay, I'll think about doing a juice, but I probably won't compete anymore at that point. So, to be more fair. So yeah, I look forward to doing that. I should probably drink a little less tonight, but I'll be fine. I made sure, so today I haven't done like a 45-minute bike ride in like a long time, and so today I was like, all right, let me see what it's like to like get back on the bike and like get on the bike and do 45 minutes, see how I feel. And I felt fucking great. So hopefully tomorrow I'll feel a little less shitty, because 44 minutes rolling with people. And what I'm gonna do tomorrow is probably like segment it, like every 5 minutes I'll get like a new person to roll with me with no breaks. So because I want to make sure that I'm on like the shitty side of like this. So yeah, I look forward to that. I look forward to turning 44 and just keep it rolling. So that's all.
Stay hydrated and happy birthday, man.
Oh yeah. I got my electrolytes and my fucking water and all that shit. And I'm also doing the rolling while fasted because that's what I do.
Good shit. For me, I'm gonna try to catch up on a little Vinland Saga and whatnot. Obviously, gonna watch some more Gear 5 this week. And I always appreciate you guys' fucking recommendations. I might have to check out this Baldur's Gate.
It's so
with
good.
The dicks and pussies.
So far.
So yeah, I'm gonna do some of that and watch a little bit of whatever that fucking Invincible other series is. So
Adam Eve, yeah.
Time to fucking catch up on some old shit. Old Ninja, take us out, goddamn. Oh, and again, R.I.P. to Pimp C forever. Old Ninja, take us out.
You just experienced Black and Black Times Infinity. Dankest podcast on the internet. Check us out anywhere and everywhere with B's and BTIs. BTHAN BTI BTHAN BTI. Check out our official website, benhatproductions.com/B's and BTI. We're on pretty much every socials, pretty much. On YouTube, we're Black and Black Times Infinity. We go live every Wednesday, 8:30-ish. Set your timers and make sure you like and subscribe. We have a Discord. You can email us at bmbti@gmail.com. Let us know you want to join. Just put Discord in the subject line.
Real quick,
And
let me put a pause on it real quick about the Discord thing. If y'all were in our Discord channel, you would have seen the announcement of Spider-Man 2, the console, and all that shit way before anybody else did. Just saying.
Just saying, get that live stuff first. Yeah, I think everywhere. Oh, and I guess on Amazon we have an app that'll let you know when we go live. You can watch us on there. We're on simul stream on Twitch and on YouTube now. There you go.
Watch some of our raids.
Yeah. Oh yeah, those are always interesting. Never going on with those raids.
Hashtag Prodigy did not platform.
Ha ha!
I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all.
Splitting of the atom
Peace.
only a few decades ago, and through his God-given genius of science, man at last has succeeded in penetrating further and further into the unknown vastness of space. Yet many questions remain unanswered.